Okay, let's talk about numbers. I learned something really cool today, and I was really excited when I learned this, and I want to share this with the world, so here it goes. Let's talk about numbers. Okay, so we're just going to talk about 4 kinds of numbers today. This is the symbol for a natural number, right? So those numbers are like 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, right? Okay, what's this next one? That's called an integer, symbol for an integer. And so integers, so that's like -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, you get the point. Okay. Then this next one is called rational, or rationals. And pretty much rational numbers is any number that can be written as a fraction, but there's a fancy way of saying that, and I'm going to write that down. So if you have m over n, where m is an integer and n is an integer as well. So pretty much it's just saying if the two numbers have to make a fraction. So what's not an integer, in other words, like pi, square root of 2, things like that. We can't write that into a fraction. So that's rationals. And lastly, we have real numbers, which is essentially limited, or like limited, I guess, rational numbers. Okay, so quick concept, kind of big picture question. So if you have 1 over p on the interval of 0 to 1, how many fractions exist from 0 to 1? The answer? Infinity. So, how many natural numbers are there? Infinity. How many integers are there? Infinity, right? So, but the question is, are they the same amount of infinity? If you know what I mean, like are the infinity that I'm talking about the same as the infinity I'm talking about for maybe rational numbers versus natural numbers? Are they the same? Well, the answer is actually yes, they are the same. They are the same amount of infinity, I guess you could say. But the one that's not the same, believe it or not, is the real numbers here. Those are a little fancy. So that's a quote-unquote bigger infinity. I can't really explain that one as well, but just a fun fact, I guess. But here's the cool part. Here's what I want to get at. Okay, so how many grains of sand are there on all the Earth's beaches? I know it's just like a random question. Where'd that come from? But just think about it. It was a study done by the University of Hawaii. And the question is, how'd they calculate that? I mean, is there a number that explains that could express all the grains of sand on the Earth's beaches? The answer is yes. There is a number where the number of grains of sands, like there is a number of the grain of sands on the Earth. There is a number, but the question is, it's so difficult to calculate because how would you define a grain of sand? Like, what if someone steps in an area, or if they get like clumped together, whatever? How could you figure that out? Well, believe it or not, the University of Hawaii figured it out. The magic number is 7.5 times 10 to the 18, or 10 to the 18 grains. How'd they figure that out? Well, it's kind of like how you do approximating in calculus, how you can approximate a tangent line at a certain point. Like, think of it like this. Think of it as a Taylor series approximations. It's kind of along those routes. But anyway, that's the number. But think of it in terms of perspective. What is this number here? Oh my god. There we go. Okay, give me a second, guys. Okay, sorry, my hand was a little shaky and my thing was confused. My hand, I don't know, because I was so excited about writing this number. Okay, anyway. So, you guys know that this number is what? You say it's a million, right? Okay, what about this? Okay, that's a billion. Okay, that's a billion. Alright, what about this? A trillion, right? Now what if I did this? Well, no one really knows exactly how to say that, the common person, because a trillion is pretty much, it's a debt limit. We're in the trillions, like what, 17 trillion, now. It was like 14 trillion 4 years ago or something. Anyway, so it's difficult to say the numbers exactly. So just to put things in perspective, this would be technically 1,000 trillion, this section here. So you can think about that in terms of perspective, and then there's like 1,000 trillion millions, or no, 1,000 billion trillions, things like that. It's like really crazy how you can complicate that. So imagine putting this number, imagine putting this number into that. I believe it's 7.5 million trillion, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not that good at this, but still, I just think it's really cool. Like, just think how big that is, right? Okay, so this is kind of weird. Again, how many twinkly things are there? Okay, twinkly things, I'm talking about stars, red giants, and other sources of light. Well, the University of Hawaii calculated this number as well. Not the same people, but the cosmology department, I'm assuming. But guess what the number is? It's just bigger, barely bigger, well, not barely actually, but 10 times bigger, pretty much, than the amount of than the number of grains of sand that exist on the Earth, right? So it'd be 7.0 times 10 to the 19th twinkly things, I guess you could call it. But they figured that out. Now, that's 10 times bigger than this, pretty much, right? 10 times bigger. And imagine this many sources of light, twinkly things, whatever, out there. Now, next question is, how much water is there? Okay, I already showed you the answer. Dang. Okay, it's the same. Anyway, how much, never mind, I didn't show you the answer. So, okay, so excited I can't even think straight again, okay, I'm calming down now. Alright, so, how much water is 7.0 times 10 to the 19th molecules? How much water, how much quantity? Is it like the size of the ocean? What about the size of a swimming pool? Or a spa, maybe a little smaller than that? Well, guess what the answer is? Nope, it's not that. The answer is approximately 10 drops. 10 drops of water. Isn't that crazy? Now, for you chemistry people out there, like, well, I already kind of knew that. You could figure it out because of, relating to moles and Avogadro's number, whatever. Okay. You would understand that concept more clearly. So, just think of things in perspective like that. It's just so cool. I don't know. I was just really excited when I learned about this. So I hope I excited you guys, and have a great day. This is awesome.